Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial. In today's tutorial we'll be learning how to make 3-layered baby frock for a 2 years old baby. And to do that we need the following measurements. We need the shoulder measurement, that is the across back measurement, the arm circumference, chest circumference because they don't have bust, and waist circumference, half length, and the gown length. Here I have two pieces of paper here, and they are on the fold. This is the folded part. This is for the front and this is for the back. That's why I left zipper allowance. So the next thing for me now is to draw my lines. The first line is the shoulder line. So from here, our half length is 8 inches, but I'm going to measure 9 inches from this line because I need half inch to join the two shoulders, the front and back shoulders together, and an half inch to join the bodies to the skirt part of the gown. So from here now, I'll mark 9 inches, which is here. Then our arm circumference is 10. I'm going to divide that by 2. That will give me 5 to get our chest line. So here is 5. So here is the chest line, and here is the waistline. The next thing for me to do now is to place our cross back measurement, that is our shoulder measurement, and our shoulder measurement is 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. So here is 4.5, and I'll need half inch allowance or quarter inch allowance to turn this shoulder, so I'll just make it 5, which is there. I'll mark the same thing too on the chest line. So here is my 5, and connect it into a vertical line this way. Then on this chest line, I'm going to divide our chest circumference, which is 23. 23 divided by, I'll divide by 4 because as you can see the front is on fold and the back also is on fold. That is 4. So 23 divided by 4 is 5.75. So here is 5.75, and I'll add maybe let me just add 1.25 inches side seam allowance, which is here. Waist circumference is 22. 22 divided by 4 is 5.5, and 5.5 is there plus my sewing allowance, that is there. So I'll just connect this to this. It's a neck width of 2 inches, which is there, and neck depth of 1 inch for the back, 1 inch for the back, and 3 inches for the front. So I will use my armhole cuff to draw the neckline. So here is the front neckline, and the back neckline is going to extend to this zipper allowance. So this is the back neckline and front. This is for the front and this is back. The next thing is for me to come down by ½ inch, and I'll slant the shoulder. Then I'll find the midpoint of this. This 4.5, the midpoint is around 2.25, which is around there. So I'll come in for the front armhole by ½ inch. I'll connect this 3 point for the back armhole this way. I can even come in a little for the back armhole also. So here like this, and the front yep. So this is the front and this is the back. The next thing is zipper allowance. I'll be using a zipper allowance of 1 inch, and that is here. This is my zipper allowance. So I'll cut this out now, following the back pattern first. See, I follow the back armhole here, so I'll cut the back neckline also. So here is my basic bodice. This is my back now, and I'll cut the front neckline and this armhole. So here I've cut the front neckline and armhole. I'll transfer this to my fabric and show us. So I've transferred my pattern to my fabric, both fabric and lining, and the lower part, the full length is 26. That is the gown length we are working with, and our 8 half length is 8. 8 minus this 26 is 18. So for the lower part, that is the skirt part of the gown, is going to be 18. But what we are making is, we are making 3-layered baby frock, and this 18, I'm going to divide it by 3. That will give me 6. So this first one, that 6, I added 1 inch to it, that is 7. I'm going to use ½ inch to join this to the upper body and ½ inch to hem the lower part. It's 7 inches, as you can see here. Then this lower, the second layer, this second layer and this third layer is 8 inches. This upper layer will overlap the second layer by 1 inch, and the third layer also is 8 inches. That is because I'll use ½ inch to join this to the underlay and ½ inch to hem the lower part. It will remain 7. Then I need 6 inches. This will overlap by 1 inch, and this also will overlap this by 1 inch. So after everything, I'm going to be left with 18. This now, I'm going to place them on an underlay. So here is my bridle that I cut out, and the measurement that I use is our waist circumference multiplied by 2. The length that I use is 12. I used 12 inches. That is because the third layer, I'm going to join it, gather it here, and that will give me 18. So after joining it, I'll have 18. So what I'm going to do now is to go and do rolled hem. I'll take this to my machine and fold it twice and hem it. Then I'll also gather stitch and show us. So this is the underlay that we are going to place the layer on, and I've pleated it back to our waist measurement plus zipper allowance. I pleated it back to 24 inches. So this is the first layer. I've also gathered all the layers. So this first layer now, I'm going to arrange it on this waistline and I'll stitch it down. Let me do that and show us. So I've joined the first layer to the waistline. I'll go ahead and join this last layer now to the lower part. To this lower part, I'll join it and show us. So here I've attached the third layer to the lower part. So the next thing for me to do now is to chalk 5 inches from this point upward round on the underlay. So I'll chalk 5 inches round. As you can see, the first layer is covering my chalk. See, the first layer is covering the 5 inches point that I chalked. So I'm going to place this second layer now above this point and stitch, ensuring that it covers this lower part. It covers this lower part after stitching. That's just the main thing there. So I'm going to stitch this down now, and I'm going to place it this way to stitch. I'll place it this way to stitch, and as I'm placing this, my edge is going to be on this 5 inches point. I'll ensure that this edge is on this chalk. I'm going to use this chalk as guideline like this. Then I'll stitch it down and show us. So after sewing, this is how it is. I place it this way and I've stitched it down. You can still see the chalk that I did here. Here it is. You can see the first layer is covering this and this is covering the third layer. The gown I'm making is going to have a small sleeve, and here is a piece of fabric. I'll just place it on fold this way. If you have something bigger, you can use it, but this is just, I'm managing fabric here. So this is about 12 inches, and what I need is maybe 3 inches is okay, and it is on fold. I'll place this again this way on fold. Then at this midpoint, I'll come down by 3 inches this way. Then I'll come here and do 1 inch, the edge. You can even do ½ inch, but I'm doing 1 inch, and I'll connect it to I've cut out the second sleeve. I'll just go and sew here, then sew the other side, and I'll show us. I'll join the back and front together at the shoulder. So I've joined the shoulder of both fabric and lining. The next thing is for me to go and turn the neckline. I'll use this lining to turn the neckline. Then for the sleeve, I stitched the side down, then I joined it here, and I've notched the midpoint. All I have to do now is to go and pleat. Just put small pleat and I'll stitch it down. The same thing, I'll put small pleat and I'll stitch it down. After that, I'll have something like this. So I've joined the neckline of lining and fabric together, then I top stitch on the lining, like I understitch the same allowance onto the lining, as you can see here. So the next thing now is to join the sleeve. I've even joined one, so I'll go and join the second one. This is the other armhole. I'll just place this and I'll stitch it round and show. So I've joined the two sleeves. Now I'm going to sew the armhole, like turn the armhole. I'll open it, the neckline. This is the neckline to this point, and this is the armhole. So I'm going to place this other side. I'll take it in a way that it is inside this way, and I'll take this armhole now to the armhole of the fabric with the other part inside. The other part is inside, so I'm going to stitch this and show us. So here I've sewn the armhole. So all I have to do now is to pull the other side out, to pull it out from that inside. The armor is clean. So the second side now, I'll do the same thing, like open this up. After opening up, I'll take this side, place it inside this way. After placing it inside, I will now take this my shoulder point here to meet with the shoulder point of the fabric with the other side inside, and I'll pin. Take this other arm also and this side, and I'll go and stitch from that point to the other end, then pull it out. So after pulling, you can see the two armhole, they are neat. So I'll go now and join the sides, fabric to fabric, lining to lining, this way. I'll sew it down. The other side too, I'll do the same thing and show us. So I've joined this side, fabric to fabric, lining to lining, and you can see how clean the body is now looking. The armor is clean, and the inside is clean, sure. Next thing is to bring the lower part, this skirt part, then I'll place this on it, right sides together, and I'll join it by 1/2 inch. So after joining, this is what we have. Here is the lining that I cut out. What I'm going to do now is to hem the lower part of this lining, like I'll fold it twice this way, then I'll pleat it. Here. So guys, here I've pleated the lining. All I have to do now is to fix the zipper, and our gown will be ready. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please subscribe to our channel, like and share our video. Till next time, bye.